My name is Richard Sanchez. I grew up in Stockton, California, the armpit of California. But I've been in Los Angeles since 1989. Well, I'm 51 years old, and I think I've been skating since 1978. My cousins had a freeformer, and it had the double kick, plastic, and I literally was in a schoolyard for like hours, and they thought like somebody kidnapped me, and they went over to the school, and I was there doing figure eights on my knee. But it was wooden ramps that really kick-started skateboarding. So I think definitely 1984 is when I officially started skating vert. There was a ramp in Stockton. The guy's name was Steve Thompson. He was like pro, but he built this vert ramp. 9-foot transitions, 2-foot of vert. I went over there and walked right in, and there's all these older skaters, you know, guys that are in their 20s, and I'm like 12, 14. And they're like, kid, the only way you're gonna skate is you gotta drop in. And I literally, bam, took a hard slam. But I got back up and did it. Punk rock, I loved it as soon as I first saw it. And I think I first saw it when Fear was playing on Saturday Night Live. I was probably like 9. And like guys are just tearing up the stage while he's trying to like play and sing. I was like, that's what I want to do. And my dad was like, what do you mean that's what you want to do? And you know, it was like I wanted to slam dance. It's like youthful. You know, everybody who's older than you is saying, this is art, this is what skateboarding is, this is what music is. And all of a sudden punk rock comes along and it's like, no, this is music, this is art, this is skateboarding. I just look at it as being something pure. But once politics and all that stuff gets involved, it's like, I don't want it, I don't care about it. When my daughter was born, my oldest, in '98, I was working at a vintage clothing store in Hollywood, and they're like, yeah, can you draw some, you know, artwork for some t-shirts we could sell? And I just, you know, just goofy stuff. So I was focusing, I think, literally late 90s, a little bit more on making that body of work. But I didn't think of like, oh, I'm gonna make some money off it. It's always been the ballpoint. The Bic. I do look at ballpoint pen as it's like painting, but painting, you could just like throw it on and just kind of like go from there. Where ballpoint pen, you kind of just, you mentally map it out. But once I have that outline down, it turns into like, as if I'm working with oil paints. You know, I want to get into every little crevice and get, you know, as much detail as possible. I think I hold my breath, you know, when I get to those little sections. And I'm telling you, a little section, like maybe 2x2 square, it could take me almost 2 hours sometimes. Because I'm just like in there, just like, okay, don't mess up, don't mess up, don't let the ink smear. I went to East LA Occupational Center. Irene Saavedra, she taught me how to use the Photoshop. And I learned how to scan my art, you know, digitally scan it, and then drop the color in. And my God, I love it. You know, it was t-shirts that always, I felt, made the person. When you saw somebody with long hair and they had a Kiss t-shirt or Iron Maiden t-shirt, like, oh, that's a rocker. Not like now. You see Kim Kardashian with the black flag shirt and you're like, oh, no. There's Death to Invaders. Death to Invaders comic. You have to check out my stories. Because yeah, they're silly stories, but it's true stories kind of mixed in with that stuff. I mean, as soon as you said, you know, oh, I want you to do something for iDabble, you know, with the camera, immediately I knew the character that was going to come out. If you look at the wings on him, you know, it's like he made those wings. You know, he's like tied them up to himself. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna fly. But it's like the wings don't really do anything because it's him on his board that makes him fly.